Now, I'm not the biggest fan of Diddy, Brother Love, or Puffy, but to blame him for a 29-year-old getting a DUI is interesting.
Y'all already know what time it is. I got the black V-neck on.
What's going on, you all, girl? Welcome to another Kingeries video. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. I hope y'all are doing well. I hope capitalism is not beating y'all up, but girl, it's beating us all up. And she's bringing dust and wind and everything in between. Girl, I'm tired. Where's the meteor shower or meteor? I'm just ready for the asteroid any day now. But girl, we're trying to survive. Got a lot of things to talk about in this Kingeries video. I hope y'all are doing well. Like I said, so many thoughts on this whole Justin Combs getting his DUI. What's going on with celebrities getting DUI? Honestly, this is not new. This has been going on for years. But for Justin Combs' mama to be trying to blame Diddy for him being almost 30 years old getting a DUI, girl, accountability, hello? And if we are trying to quote unquote expose Brother Love, just go ahead and say it. Like, girl, if y'all got some tea, let it out. If y'all just don't, if you're not saying no names or saying it, leave it on the playground, because girl, we're tired. We know that Diddy, Brother Love, is a theft, and we know that he also has other creepy allegations that I won't be talking about on here because I ain't finna come up missing. We also have to talk about Jamie Foxx. One of his representatives had to come out and dismiss some claims made by some idiot. We have to talk about these wildfires in Canada causing all types of issues with people living in New York and DC and the Northeast. Girl, we want to talk about climate change coming. It's already here. Got to talk about Joseline and BET and Amber Rose and blackness and non-blackness. So many things to cover in this video, but before we get into any of that, let's go ahead and get to this mental health check-in. Mental health is doing good, girl. I am feeling good today. I got a chance to go to the gym yesterday, felt good about that. I got 3 shots. I went to the doctor today. I got my HPV, 3rd shot, my, what else I got? I got another shot, pneumonia shot, and girl, some meningitis shot. Girl, they gave me 3 shots. And then I gotta go get my, what is it, shingles or singles? I don't know what. Yeah, but I gotta get that in the next couple of months too. Girl, my arm is tired. Like, girl, this is how we celebrate Pride. Y'all telling me that I need to protect myself since I'm a man that sleeps with me. But I'll do what I gotta do to keep my T cells up to par. Speaking of T cells, I did a podcast with 0 Hour, typing in on podcast or wherever you listen to your podcast. 0 Hour is a podcast sponsored by Gilead. We talked about sexual health, biases, living with HIV, going from using the word disclosure to talk about your status to go to sharing. Oh my gosh, like so much, it was so good. Filmed this back, I think in March or April, and it's just not coming out. So make sure you check out the newest episode. It's episode 1. Shout out to Chauncey and David. Love them both. They did a really good job of making me feel comfortable talking about my life, sexual health, STIs, all those things, girl. So, loved it, loved it, loved it. I'm feeling good today. Tomorrow might be different, who knows? It's been an interesting week, so let's go ahead and get into the tea for today. But for the last couple of weeks, I've been partnering with this organization out of Atlanta called Thrive SS, and they have this product called the Black Box. So if you follow me on Instagram, you've been seeing me talk about it. In this Black Box, there is resources of how to get tested and information about Mpox. You know, there's been conversations about Mpox making its way back. It is a disease that's been affecting black queer men, black gay men, or men who sleep with men, trans folks, queer folks, all around, child, everybody. And I got my vaccine last year. I got 2 shots. 2 shots. I got both of them because I need to be protected from everything. I don't play about the vaccines because girl, da-da-da. So Thrive SS has this box with a lot of good information about Mpox and also a self-testing kit for HIV that makes testing easier for you. Like if you don't want to go to a doctor's office or go to a clinic or whatever, you can test yourself. It's a self-testing kit that you can test yourself at home in your own privacy, and it's real good. They also have other goodies in there like lube and condoms and all that other stuff. Y'all know I gotta be careful how I say stuff, but so I'll be sharing a link in the description for you to be able to order your Black Box and get it delivered to your house with all these goodies and things in. Shout out to Thrive SS for meeting community where they are, and let's go ahead and get into this tea for today. Let's start with the tea for today with this Joseline versus Amber Rose situation. Now, for the last couple of months, BET Plus has been advertising the hell out of this fight and this drama with Joseline and Amber Rose. Now, finally, the episode has aired. People have been posting clips of it on Twitter. I have been watching it. Like, BET Plus is trying to be like Zeus, and I just refuse to support any one of them. And as much as BET is trying their best not to make it seem as though they are violent or they condone violence, they didn't show any of the actual footage of Joseline and Amber Rose getting into it. They just showed the beginning of it. But what gets me is that BET, y'all use this as a part of y'all advertising strategy. Y'all use this as a part of the advertisement. Y'all put it in the thing. Y'all wanted people to watch it. Y'all sold this. And now y'all want to say, oh, out of respect to the HBCU, we're not going to show the video and we don't condone violence. Yes, y'all do. Y'all might put terms and conditions. Terms and conditions may apply. Because y'all sure as hell do. Because if you didn't, you would have cut the cameras as soon as it happened. You wouldn't have shown any of that. You wouldn't have had it in your trailer. Y'all can't move in the way of respectability, but then also try to make money off of these things. Like, it's not making sense to me. Like, BET needs to go away from me with this Apollo. So, Joseline and Amber Rose, it's kind of been beefing up from what I'm hearing, from what I've been seeing in the clips and stuff. Joseline been bumping heads with everybody. She bumped heads with Tiffany New York, aka New York from Flavor Flav, and I Love New York. They bumped heads because Tiffany was sharing that, you know, her dog had passed away and that she was feeling some type of way, she was grieving. And Joseline was like, girl, I had thought you was talking about a real girl, like a child. You talking about a dog, like nobody give a damn about no dog. And it was complete disrespectful to Tiffany. Like, you can't tell a person how to grieve. Now, I'm one of them folks like, girl, y'all be doing the most with y'all dogs, but I have a very close friend who loves their dog, so I get it. I got a couple of friends who really care. I don't care about no dogs like that. It's just, I don't know, maybe about clownfish or about something about, I am a little sensitive about them, so I don't know. But you know, like, people have attachments to their things and stuff. You can't tell them, but it was just leave them alone. So Joseline was messing with Tiffany about that. New York said, girl, leave me alone. And that stopped. So now, you know, Joseline then pressed Amber Rose about, girl, I think you want to be a white girl. And, you know, Amber Rose shares that she doesn't feel comfortable in black spaces or white spaces or whatever. And she was just telling, you know, Joseline, like, girl, that's not my issue is my issue. You don't have to tell me how I need to move and whatever. Now, Amber Rose has been on camera, has said in interviews that in the past that she does not identify as black.
I do not consider myself a black woman. Absolutely not.
She doesn't identify as black. And what gets me about folks like Amber Rose, who in the past, because it's another girl, what's her name? On what was that? Basketball wise, I can't think of. She's really irrelevant. Who said that she didn't identify as black? Like, all y'all, you know, some of y'all mixed folks did not want to identify as black. Y'all were just far associated, dismissive of blackness, period. Now that you're seeing some, like, you can take from the culture and you can use it because now your form of blackness is more acceptable and more marketable. Now you want to be black. Not saying that's the case with Amber Rose, but it does look very, is it a coincidence? Is it a coincidence that now Amber Rose may be considering that she's black or whatever? It's a thing. So I don't mind Joseline calling out like, girl, what's the tea? Because I think you want to be a white girl. I don't mind that. So Amber Rose was not feeling it. She got up and she popped Joseline, and girl, the cameras, cut the cameras, dead ass. We ain't seen nothing, but from what Joseline has said in interviews and stuff, she threw Amber Rose's head through a glass wall, all this other stuff. It was bad. Apparently it was bad. Girl, the whole clip is terrible. The whole clip. Now y'all know Joseline be fighting. Y'all know Joseline be she don't mind busting some heads. So I wouldn't be surprised if she didn't bust Amber Rose's head. I guess we found out, you know, who was black that day, girl. Cause baby, Joseline, she said like she was, you know, grew up in a Spanish speaking country, but she knew she was black. And, you know, say what you want to say about Joseline, but she's been very consistent even with her madness. So I thought that whole thing was interesting. You know, they got their little stuff going on. Amber shouldn't have got up at her seat. You should not have got up at your seat. Y'all remember when Nene said that? Acting like a damn queen. You got up with your diaper on. Girl, when Nene was dragging Kenya, you got up with your damn diaper on. I screamed. And girl, you got up. You might have been feeling some type of way about the words. She might have antagonized you and all that other stuff. But girl, you got up and you bopped her and you got bopped back.
That's devastating, man. Thanks.
So girl, it is devastating. Let's move on and talk about some other things. Tory Lanez is looking to face up to 13 years in prison. You're going to prison. We're gonna find out next week how long Tory Lanez gonna be in the slammer, and it's not looking good because there was just a report just not too long ago released, I actually think today. This is from entertainment reporter Kendall Cunningham. I'm thinking I'm spelling their name correct. This is what they had to say. Convicted R&B artist Tory Lanez and rapper DaBaby attempted to ambush Megan Thee Stallion during her set at the 2021 Rolling Loud Music Festival, according to court documents viewed by the Daily Beast. On Tuesday, the state of California filed a sentencing memorandum for Lanez, who was found guilty last December of shooting Megan in the feet during an altercation on July 12, 2020. Prosecutors are requesting the Love singer serve 13 years in prison, citing a campaign of misinformation aimed at the 28-year-old and other antics leading up to the trial. The 12-page memo, first reported by Megan, that's Megan the reporter on Twitter, love her down, specifically highlights an incident on July 25th, 2021 when Lanez showed up at the hip-hop festival Rolling Loud in Miami where Megan was performing. I remember that. Lanez garnered headlines for his appearance during DaBaby's set. That weekend, DaBaby also drew heat from Megan's supporters, given that the two had previously collaborated on multiple songs and were supposedly friends. Now it turns out Lanez and DaBaby had additional plans to surprise Megan during her set. During the victim's performance, the defendant went through security clearance and entered the green room. The memorandum reads, these areas were within 100 yards of the stage where the victim was performing in violation of the protective order. The doc continues, it was also brought to the victim's attention that the defendant and DaBaby attempted to rush the stage during her performance. In no way was the victim previously aware or nor did she consent to the defendant's presence at the venue when she would be performing. Prosecutors say that Megan was incredibly fearful when she discovered Lanez had violated the protective order. They cite the instance along with the false information he spread online and his taunting of Megan and musical recordings as further attempts to re-traumatize the Grammy winner. Disgusting. And I can't say, none of us are surprised because when it was first reported, was first put out, all of us were saying the same thing. All of us were saying, why would he do that? And some folks, a lot of the baby and Tory Lanez supporters was, oh well, he could come on stage. Yeah, there's this thing that happens where folks do things and hide their hands. We're supposed to act like, oh, they didn't mean no harm, and how did we know? Girl, the intent, you know that Megan Thee Stallion already had a protective order. What the stuff was going on. There, in my mind, why would you allow this person to come on stage with you, considering all of the things? DaBaby, I hope your career or whatever's left continues to crumble.
My God Almighty, I call heaven and earth to be a record today. That Rock Nation, you will crumble.
I hope that I continue to see you fall off the face of this earth because that is very antagonizing and you're re-traumatizing the victim. Was no excuse. Y'all was not even good enough with throwing shots for her and doing music videos. Y'all wanted to get close to her so you can let it be known that you're supporting this abuser. You're sick. You're sick. And honestly, it makes me also think about the conversation about Gunna right now. And I know this is not on my list, but I just thought about it. It was one club, as a video of Gunna's song coming on in some club, I think it was in Atlanta, and nobody was dancing, nobody was moving to it. But these are the same folks who say, oh, they can separate the music from the artist. So we only are able to separate the music from the artist when they're abusers and rapists. Okay, I just want to know. It's just really goofy. So I hope that they give him the book. I hope it's 13 years. 13 years. I hope they file chapter 13 on his ass. For good! That's how I feel about Tory Lanez. So moving on, let's talk about other things. Let's talk about DC Young Fly and the passing of Jacki O. I've already done a video about B. Simone and how disgusting she has been trying to profit off of this whole situation by selling access to her close friends. But this whole situation is very, very tragic and it's very sad. Jacki O, who was on Wild 'N Out, her and DC Young Fly was in a relationship. They had kids and stuff together, and unfortunately, while she was having a mommy makeover, she passed away. She was found unresponsive in a hotel, and there's been a couple of conversations about the doctor who performed the surgery, and he's had complaints on him and all types of things. And you know, it seemed as though, I couldn't really tell, but it seems as though they had a deal where she was probably like going to promote him, and like that service was going to be comped or something like that. And a lot of, you know, social media influencers and content creators do that, where, you know, they'll do a collaboration or something. And I've seen a lot of conversations online and people blaming DC Young Fly and saying why he didn't stop her from doing it. But he's even said in videos, like, you know, she can do whatever she wants to with her body. There's been conversation about why would she do this, and you know, people are now using, you know, oh, y'all need to stop getting BBLs, y'all need to stop getting BBLs, like y'all don't need to be doing BBLs. There's a lot of blame on victims, and a lot of them are like black women, but none of us are taking in account of all of the things that is leading black women to get these BBLs. Like, that's the conversation we need to be having about how we pressure women to look a certain way. How we, you know, praise women and uplift women with a specific type of body, and they're able to grow and be successful over the years because of their said body. Why would not other women who are in this industry, why would they not get a BBL? The reward is good. Like, I'm able to make more money. I'm able to feed myself, feed my kids, and feed my family. Why would I not do that? So there's so much emphasis on the women getting it, but not on these men who are desiring these bodies, but yet also like, y'all should get them. So what sense does it make? And we know we live in a patriarchal society. So the men, we've seen, how many videos we've seen of Rick Ross consistently letting us know that he only wants to have women on his label, signed women that he wants to sleep with. Like, we've seen the video over and over again. So why would women not invest in something like this? Why would they not? Why would they not do it? So we can't have a conversation surface level because it gets us nowhere. We're steady mowing the weeds. We need to pluck the weeds. And the weeds are how we pressure women to get bodies like that and maintain bodies like that. They're not doing it just because, it's coming from somewhere. Y'all critique women's bodies all the time, 24/7. Even I've been guilty of it and have learned from it, and continuously learning from it. But how we talk about women's bodies, I'm not surprised that although she just had a baby, she wants to no longer be fat. She doesn't want to look or be perceived as fat. Because that is the ultimate thing. That is it's never been about quote unquote health. It's not about health. People say, oh, why don't they go to the gym? They want to do that. It's not about health, because you can go out, you can exercise, and you can be quote fit or whatever. But if your body does not have the look, it doesn't matter. You're seeing pictures right now, the wildfire folks up there doing yoga on a roof and on one of the highest buildings in New York, while all that smoke is in the air. Like, they're doing yoga, they're doing workouts and stuff. People running to continue to have this body, but y'all are killing y'all lungs. I don't even want to be outside in Atlanta when the air quality is like 60 or 70 moderate. Like, I check, people who know me know, ask my friends, they know when I wake up, that's the first thing I'm asking. What is the air quality in Atlanta? I even have an air monitor in my house because I have very sensitive lungs. I'm actually found out recently I'm allergic to vaping. I can't be around that. I'm allergic to cigarettes, all of those things. But it's not about health. So if we want to really protect women and we really want to care about women, then we need to have a conversation about how we critique women's bodies and why women are feeling the need to do this to boost their careers. So, and also at the end of the day, women can do whatever they want to with their bodies. But y'all can't be sitting here and saying, well, why y'all doing that when y'all are out here making fun of women for other stuff? Like, a lot of the things because of the male gaze, even when it comes to hair, how y'all treat black women with hair. Like, it's back to what I was saying about others, because I remember the girls were trying to chew me up in the video a couple of weeks ago Well, me saying that if you do not like natural hair on black women or black men, you're anti-black. Point blank period. I keep saying that. I don't know, Justin, you wilded like, and let me say this in my video. Let me go ahead and say that this is sponsored. I don't need for you to comment and tell me that I don't always agree with you. I agree on this stuff. Let me tell you something. I don't really care about you agreeing. It's not about you agreeing or not agreeing. I'm out here doing the work and getting this information, making sure that I'm understanding anti-blackness in the world that we live in. So my purpose for me is to come out and put this information out. You do whatever you want to. But if you're not doing the readings, if you're not doing the research after I give the information, and you're only going off of just your opinion is not enough, Buki. It's not enough because the information is out here, period. So let's talk about Justin Combs and Diddy. Justin Combs, unfortunately, was arrested for a DUI. And girl, he was arrested. And his mother got on Instagram and was posting subliminal messages about Diddy and, kind of saying she was going to protect her baby or whatever. I'm not posting all that stuff because all of it was just, I get it. But also I don't get it. Justin Combs is 29. Even my friend was shocked when I told her how old Justin Combs was. Like, yes, Justin Combs is 29 years old. He will be 30 this December. Like, the man is about to be 30 years old. To say that Diddy, is responsible for this is kind of wild considering there are 30, 40, 50-year-olds who still have DUIs and all the other stuff. I think we could have a conversation about Diddy's party life and all the other stuff. There's plenty of stuff. It's a long list of stuff to critique Diddy about. But to say as Diddy is totally responsible for this DUI with not holding Justin Combs responsible, you're treating him like a baby. You're treating him like a baby, and I think he's been able to be perceived as still a child because of the way he looks, because he's light-skinned. There's only certain people who have access to that, and even then Justin Combs still doesn't have access to that, to everything, because he was still arrested. But it's quite interesting seeing his mother trying to blame Diddy or whatever. I feel like there's a conversation to talk about Diddy's parenting and whatever, probably what he's exposed him to. But there's no accountability of the child at all, because nobody, he is rich, he has money. Uber XL, all these things, car services are available. I'm not understanding how you're almost 30 years old and then you are getting drunk to the point that you feel the need to get in a vehicle. The only times I've ever been drunk or to the point that throwing up or anything is when I've been at the house. Happened in LA, and another one happened at a party I threw at my house. My friend was driving the boat and poured too many shots of Hennessy in my mouth and I shouldn't have drunk them. But both of those incidents were in the house. Y'all know how I feel about drinking and driving, I'm just not a fan of it. But yeah, Justin Combs should be responsible for the things that he did, not Diddy. There's plenty of things to critique Diddy about, but to say that, he had a direct response and all that. If you have tea on Diddy, just lay it out. There's no need to be holding it back. If you're not gonna lay it out, then leave it on the playground, period. Let's talk about Ice Spice bringing out Flo Milli. So y'all know we've had a conversation. We actually did a in the middle episode where we talked about Ice Spice and several other things, even the thing with Taylor Swift. Ice Spice brought out Flo Milli doing a performance, and the girls ate it up, they chewed it up. Some folks were saying, oh, see, Ice Spice cares and she's nice. We've never said that Ice Spice was an evil person. We never said she was a bad person. All we've said is that she benefits from colorism. That's it. Even with her intentions of bringing Flo Milli on stage were nice. But at the end of the day, that even proves even more that she benefits from colorism because she has the power to be able to bring out a Flo Milli who's been on tour, who's also put out albums, and is not able to bring out a Ice Spice. It should be the other way around. But every time we bring it up, every time we have a conversation about it, it's responded in jealousy and y'all need to stop comparing women. I'm not comparing anything. I'm talking about anti-blackness. I'm talking about colorism. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about desirability. That's what we're having a conversation about. So the fact that she brought her out is a testament of that. Girl, she benefits from it because in what world does an artist who doesn't have any albums, who haven't done any tour, has the access to be able to pull out other artists who, what? That doesn't make any sense. Hello? So I want to quickly talk about Jamie Foxx. There's been a lot of things going on with Jamie Foxx. You all know that unfortunately he, had an accident or, a sickness or illness. We don't know all of the details. It's been rumored that he had a stroke, all the other stuff. But his representative have had to come out and dismiss some claims by some ignorant people. A news story is going viral. AJ Benza, a podcaster, first spoke out with an unsubstantiated claim in an episode of Ask Dr. Drew with Dr. Drew Pinsky. Benza allegedly shared that Jamie's recent medical event was due to COVID-19 vaccine causing him to get a blood clot, which led to a stroke. So Dr. Drew didn't say it, but a person on his podcast said it. And Dr. Drew has been known to say some ignorant things, but I think he dealt with a lawsuit or something a while back. And girl, I don't think he gonna push it, but he ain't gonna push it too bad. But Jamie Foxx representative came out and said that it was completely inaccurate. There's been rumors and stuff saying that Jamie Foxx is like learning how to walk and all that other stuff. I kind of believe it, to be honest, because I feel like at this point, if it wasn't true, we would have saw Jamie Foxx do whatever. But at the end of the day, we're not entitled to that information. That's not something that we need to know. But considering that Jamie Foxx is an actor and, you know, he needs the public to support him, to support his movies and all of that, he's not really given access to that. He has to sell himself to the public. And, you know, Jamie Foxx has always been kind of a private person a little bit. So, you know, we're not gonna get any pictures or anything until everything is done, because he don't want it to damage his career. And considering that Jamie Foxx is black, and we know how black actors and actresses are treated, he can't afford for it to look bad. So yeah, that's that. I just want us to let Jamie Foxx rest and get the healing that he needs. So let's talk about these wildfires that are going on. I know I talked about it a little bit earlier, but these wildfires are coming from Canada. Is a proof that climate change is here. Like, girl, we want to talk about climate change. We ain't got a couple more years to get this stuff together. It's already here. Corporations are literally destroying us right now. The earth is warming up. New York is sinking. Glaciers are melting. Sea levels are rising. Wildfires are starting to become more prevalent because of stuff being hot. The summers are long. We're not even in the summer yet. We're not even hitting the broader summer yet. We just not touching her. And droughts are everywhere, less rain, flooding in areas that it normally doesn't flood. It's bad. It's bad. Right now, there is right now, the way I said it, in Phoenix, they've had to stop Phoenix, Arizona, which is one of the most supposed to be developing cities, they building, have stopped pause. They put pause on new construction and anything because permits, because they don't have enough water. They don't have enough water. Y'all are building in a desert. Girl, what is wrong? I don't know. We want to talk about climate change. She is already here knocking at the door. Summer, she's like Marlo knocking on King's door. She's already here. And the wildfires are a part of that. The wildfires are coming because of climate change. And honestly, the way it's been reported, this is going to be the new normal. Right now, the air quality in New York is 340 the first time that the smoke showed up, I think that night, 340. Girl, it's 150 or 200 in DC. It is bad. Who are the ones who are most affected by this? Black folks. Who are the people who cannot miss work, who cannot work inside? Black folks are your folks who work in the postal service, the folks who deliver mail, the folks working in the grocery stores, the folks who are doing the Ubers. Black folks. And the black folks who are living on the streets. The black folks who do not have adequate housing, who are housing insecure, they can't go inside. They're going to suffer. They're going to suffer. It's bad. And we want to talk about climate change is already here, and it's going to affect those at the bottom the most. Black folks are already in neighborhoods and areas and all across the United States, living in areas that have high pollution. Environmental racism is a thing. It's bad out here. And this right here is a testament of that. I don't mean to mean doom and gloom, but that's what it's giving. But y'all, I don't know. We need to be having conversations right now. Even the thing with Stop Cop City. You had thousands of people go to city council to tell them to vote no on Cop City, and the city council still voted to go ahead and tear down land, trees, to build a training facility for police. We're doomed. We're doomed. This is the conversation about voting, all of it, because People voted for these people. These folks are in the pockets of corporations, and at the end of the day, they're gonna line their pockets. However, so small, and however expensive it is for our lives. It's a conversation. If you live in Atlanta, definitely be paying attention to it. Shout out to Scallywag, who's been doing a good reporting about it. Follow them on Twitter. That's all I got for y'all this evening, girl. I don't know if this is a 2-part video, but I know I had some things to get off my chest. I love y'all so much, and until next time, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.